Well, the A's finally made their way home and had their first home series since the announcement was made that they were possibly moving to Las Vegas. And of course, the fans come out. They're angry at John Fisher, the A's owner. They call him a sellout. There's a few signs, yada, yada, yada. It's what we expected, right, guys? But the MLB got so triggered by this that they cropped the signs out in their coverage after the game. So like during the game, when there was a home run hit, the signs were right above right field. You could see them, but it got so ridiculous, they cropped them out, and it was the funniest thing. So you can see this is a home run, and you guys know how, a home run normally works. The camera zooms way out, and you get a kind of better perspective on where the ball is going. But the MLB footage, look at where the camera is, because they're trying to not show the signs, which are located directly above the wall in right field. And it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. I don't know why the MLB would do this. I understand it's not a good look to have the fans hold up signs saying the owner's a sellout, but you have to understand, if you're gonna move the team, the fans are gonna get really angry, okay? There's levels to this, right? Like, you can be a bad owner, you can not spend any money, you can blame the fans for bad attendance, but when you come out and you try and force the team to be horrible so the attendance is bad so you can move to Vegas, that's next level, okay? And obviously the fans are not going to like that. And when it comes to moving, that is literal worst case scenario. You're not stripping payroll, you're not complaining about attendance, the team is not going to exist anymore, basically. They could become Las Vegas Athletics fans, but, it's just obviously, moving is the worst case scenario if you are a fan, especially in Oakland. Now, the MLB, they cropped this out of the post-game MLB.com online highlights. That's where they cropped this out of. And then they say in a statement given to reporters, the MLB says, "We were unaware of the edit. When it came to our attention, we corrected it as it isn't consistent with our policy." Of course, to me, that seems like a complete lie. Someone would have to, unless John Fisher is going and hacking in to the MLB.com highlights videos to edit this out. This was clearly done by someone, and then it got called out on Twitter, on social media, and they realized it, so they changed it back, and now they're trying to cover for themselves. The reality of the situation is, I don't know how the MLB did not expect this to happen. It's not even like it's this crazy big sign that drapes over the entire outfield. It's just a few little signs, and that's what you're going to get. The fans are going to be pissed. You're literally taking their team away from them. And then how about the attendance? So the Athletics, they come back. This was the Saturday game. This is crazy. So the Saturday game gets 7,000 people. Saturday is the best day of the week for MLB in terms of their attendance. And then the Friday night game, under 6,500. I seriously wonder, will we get under 2,000 people at an Oakland Athletics game? What is their season ticket holder base looking like, right? Because it's going to get really, really low here soon. And then, of course, the A's are doing themselves, this is typical. They are the first team in MLB history with 23 or more losses before May 1st. So I believe they're 5-23, if I have that correct. So that is the current A's situation, with the MLB cropping out all of this negative signs, going against the owner, going against the team president, getting caught by social media, then going back and saying, "Oh, that's not our policy. We didn't know. We put it back." Yeah, it's just, and the thing is, it's like, these were highlights that they cropped out. I don't think there's many people going on MLB.com. Number one, it's probably going to be a 30-second ad with how MLB does it. Everything. Really, it's with everything. If you ever watch NFL highlights of on NFL's actual YouTube channel or MLB, these professional sports, everything has a 30-second ad. literally everything. But I guess I shouldn't be complaining. That's a little hypocritical by me, uploading videos to YouTube and putting ads on them and things like that. But then we also had this. We all wondered what was going to happen. Mexico City, 2,000 feet higher in terms of altitude than Coors Field. And yeah, it's a complete joke. I think the over-under for this game, what was the over-under, 15 or 16? And the final score ends up being 16-11. How many home runs is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, because Machado hit 2. So 11 total home runs in Mexico City. It is not viable. And people were like, oh, they're using the juiced baseballs. I don't think they were. Legitimately, I don't think they were. So, yeah, that just goes to show. I was wondering, would it really reveal itself? Maybe the good pitching, if a pitcher strikes out a bunch of, batters, maybe we wouldn't see the altitude come into play. But listen, if they use juice baseballs, we might get like a 26-20 type game. And I think, who were the pitchers? I think Joe Musgrove was one of them. Dude, you gotta play sick on that. You gotta fake an illness. There is no way. His ERA's ruined now. And I said it, this is exactly what I said would happen with the altitude problem in Mexico City. But yeah, they should always do a 2-game series. It's almost fake though. Like it's almost like there's too much offense to where it's fake. And the other thing, the MLB, man, this is such an MLB move. So you have an exclusive 2-game series in Mexico City. The offense is going to be crazy. It's going to be a great showcase. And the game is on a Saturday afternoon. The game is not on national television. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Like, don't you want to, like, how does that happen? The first time they go to Mexico City since, I think, ever for the regular season. I know they had some spring training games there or whatever a few years ago, but I don't know how it's not on national TV. It would have been great to see that, but either way, yeah, the altitude is just crazy. There's no way they can sustain an MLB team. It is like it's like Coors Field on steroids. That's what it is. And then we have this. If the Athletics move to Las Vegas, the area would be the tiniest market to have 3 professional major sports franchises. And people wonder, how would that work? Would people go to the games? MLB attendance is really hard to gauge because there's so many home games. I mean, you're talking about 81 home games a year. But the reason you can get away with doing this in Las Vegas is because of the tourism. There's just so much of it. And you're constantly going to have people coming in, in mid-June, in early April, catching an MLB game. You're going to get 2,000 or 3,000 just a weeknight off of tourists coming in around the area. And I really think they're going to suit the ballpark towards the interests of tourists and possibly do a lot of bars inside the ballpark, a lot of social spaces if you're going on vacation with 3 or 4, or maybe even a large group of people. They're going to want to be able to accommodate that. That's why they're going with the lower capacity. They might go with the 30K capacity, but with an expanded capacity like standing room and bar areas, I would say of around 36 or 37,000. So that is the current situation on Las Vegas. They can get away with it even though it is, the smallest market by far to have 3 major professional sports teams because of the amount of tourism the area receives. You're constantly going to have people coming in and coming out, new people going to games and things like that. And it should keep their attendance at least decent, in my opinion. But guys, once again, I just don't understand what's the point of cropping it out. You knew there were going to be signs. It just comes off as really weak. And the problem, this is just, it's a reoccurring issue. They're going to be a lame duck franchise at the Coliseum for this year and for next year. I mean, what's the opening day attendance next year going to be, like 10,000 people? It's just, and then people were talking about, what if they renew the lease at the Coliseum? There is no way they can do that. Zero. They have got to get out of Oakland. The fans are pissed. They're not going to show up. It is a complete mess. Go to the AAA ballpark. in 2025 and 2026 while the actual ballpark is being built, and then they'll go in. And I also heard some people, there was a few different articles that maybe the A's might still have a hope to remain, in Oakland and the Howard Terminal things get passed. I think we're far too gone for that. I really do. And the reason I say that is a number of things. Number one, the fact that this is public. The fact that the big story broke that they plan and they want to and they have an idea and they have a plan for a $1.5 billion stadium. I just think we're too far along in the process. And to me, this was already a goal of John Fisher's. John Fisher purposefully tanked this team to make the attendance as bad as possible. I'm not saying the A's get good attendance anyways, but if you're going to make a team that's 5-23, it's going to be pretty hard to draw actual crowds. The best example I can give is the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati has a great fan base. When that team is at least competitive, you'll get 30,000 on the weekends. But now that they're not competitive, they're just not drawing at all. You need a competitive baseball team to draw in good attendance, bottom line. So I think this was a multi-year idea by the Oakland A's president, their owner, to really, make this team undesirable. No one shows up, and it makes it easier for them to move because of horrible attendance and things like that. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.